Hello everyone, welcome to My Younger Self Media. This is your friend Mauricio Avila. I'm on a mission to find my calling, my purpose, and to serve as many people as I can along the way. About 10 years ago, I had my first anxiety attack or panic attack. It was one of the scariest moments in my life. It was a feeling that I wouldn't want my worst enemy to go through. I was working at a call center in Mexico at the time, and I was in the middle of a call, and I remember having this horrible feeling go through my body. My heart started racing. I started sweating, cold sweat. I was shaking. I felt a little bit dizzy, and I remember just being the most scared that I had ever been in my life. At the moment, I didn't know what this was. I thought I was having a heart attack, and it felt like I was dying. Obviously, like I said, I panicked. I remember screaming out for help and my supervisor taking over my phone call. He told me to go to the nurse's office. I got myself to the nurse's office. She sat me down. She gave me a drink of water. She put a fan to my face, and she told me to try to relax. After a few minutes, she told me that I had just experienced a panic attack and there was nothing to worry about, that I could take a few minutes and then go back to work. I was still freaked out, and I immediately related the phone calls to the panic attack, and I didn't want to do anything that would put me even at a remote chance to go through this feeling ever again. Little did I know that the phone calls had nothing to do with the panic attack. I would actually experience multiple panic attacks throughout the next year or so. And then they would stop for a few years. I was living with my parents in Mexico at the time. 2 weeks prior to the anxiety attack, my dad and I had just had a big argument. And I didn't know this at the time, but what happened was subconsciously, I went back to the times when I was a young kid and my parents would argue in the house, and they would fight. And me living at their house without contributing to the business anymore because I resigned after our argument, it took me back to me being a kid living in my parents' house, and it was triggering these panic and anxiety attacks. I would only realize this after they stopped, because they stopped precisely when I moved out of their house. As soon as I moved out of my parents' house, the panic attacks went away. I know now that when you have a panic attack, your body goes into a fight or flight mode. This is intended to save your life in life-threatening situations. The example that's always given is if you're in a jungle and you come face to face with a lion, your body is going to go through all these changes, including giving you extra adrenaline, racing your heart, to give you the ability to either flee from the situation or to try to fight through it. Now, like I said, 10 years ago, I ran away, and this made the panic attacks go away. However, about a year ago, the panic attacks came back. And it just so happened to be that my parents were going through some challenges. They actually lived with me and my family for a few months. My mother-in-law visited us for a few months as well. I had just changed jobs. There was a lot of things in my life that were happening, and I wasn't really sure what was causing the anxiety. I would like to think that it was a combination of everything that was going on. However, big difference this time is I don't have the option to run away. Running away isn't an option for me because my family, my wife and my kids, they depend on me, and I can't run away from my life and from my problems anymore. So I decided that I was going to fight through everything that was causing my anxiety. And to be honest with you, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. I can't tell you that this is over. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, I just had my last episode, or my last anxiety attack that I've had recently. It was a pretty big one. It was a pretty bad one. But I know now that I have to fight this giant, and I have to get it out of my life for good. I can't keep running away from it. I have to stay and fight. And I know that God is with me, and He is making me face this monster, this giant that we call anxiety, because I feel that He is preparing me for something big. Like I said in one of my other videos, I realize now that I'm going through a transformation, and facing this monster is a part of that transformation. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you have a great weekend. God bless you, and I will talk to you later.